Today, it is a lightning talk, and I'm going to be going very fast, so pay attention or don't, and just get the slides at the end. And I'm going to give you a lot of really fast takeaways that you can all implement next week. And 60% of our customers got more mentions in a week after doing these very low-hanging fruits. So quickly, how many people here get a lot of traffic from SEO, or that's one of your main channels? Is that like a common? Okay, so, and how many of you are scared that GPT is going to take away that traffic and your business is going to fall over? So this is going to be mostly quick updates to you can do to your existing stuff to help you get over that hump for now. So quickly, my name is Jesse, as mentioned. You might have seen me on Twitter, and I do have DropInBlog, which is a headless blogging platform. We have about 2,000 customers, and we ran a lot of tests on this, and we're really focusing on AI mentions now. We just rolled out a new mention boost kind of analyzer to help with posts, to help you do these quick hits to make sure that you're putting things in a format that GPT and AI overviews kind of know you from. So yeah, you might have heard me on some podcasts. Like I said, I'm new here. Or maybe you saw when I accidentally went into the mainstream media and got famous as the most notorious expat in Thailand. But I did get a DR91 backlink from that, so hey, all press is good press. And okay, so getting into the good stuff here. We're going to go through a quick framework, which is mostly going to be on-page stuff. So as I said, these are going to be quick hits that you can do directly on your existing posts. And then we're going to show you some examples as we go of how those worked. Specifically, AI overviews and ChatGPT is what we're going for. And then some other quick tips and actionables that you can just take a picture of, and these are the things you can do literally next week. And then I have one off-page bonus that I'll share at the end. So we created a little framework called AI-CITE, and this is what it looks like. And I'm going to run through each of these, and then at the end, I'm going to give a better slide that actually tells you how to implement them. So don't worry too much. So number one, answer first. In the old way, we would start out our blog posts with this kind of long, fillery thing. And now GPT wants you to answer the question immediately. So we're seeing much higher citing if you just start off literally with the sentence that says the thing that you're trying to get GPT to know. And here's an example of this. This is a Bones Coffee. It says like, you know, does decaf coffee dehydrate you? In short, no. He just like cuts right to the answer. And then, of course, your normal blog post formatting. And then you'll see he's cited right here in the AI overview. He's also getting cited in GPT for the similar phrase. And you'll see on all of these examples, I have the DR in the corner. So you'll see some of these guys have like pretty good DRs, and some of them don't at all. So one little detail that we've noticed is that DR is sometimes less relevant for GPT, which is pretty cool. So if you don't have a big link building game and you don't have a big DR, this is quite good. So these guys are doing really cool stuff. This is a customer of ours called My Keys to Music. He actually does this first. These are both this first and second paragraph. He does TLDR and then he does short answer. And it's the same thing to just directly tell GPT what it wants to know. And they're getting cited in these first answers for these things right away. And these, again, he's a DR6, and he's like beating out like you know, people with real sites. So second is I for intent matched headings. So basically, instead of having this introduction, first steps, conclusion, etc., you want to actually describe in the heading what the things are. One thing you're going to notice that's kind of a oxymoron, which is funny. GPT's like dumber than Google as far as like analyzing stuff. So the more structured your data can be and the more you can spoon feed it the answer, the more likely it is to give it. If it has to do the analysis and then output an answer, it doesn't do quite as well as if you just give it to it, because it's lazy like humans. So it wants, if you can just give it the answer right away and structure things a little bit better, make it a little easier for GPT, then it can do it quicker. So here's an example of a hair product site. They have all, this is the H2s and H3s on their heading table of contents. And you'll notice it's not introduction, step 1, step 2. It's actually what the things are about. And then they're getting cited all over for this hair-related stuff. And they're at DR16. So it's like they're beating out like real like cosmetic brands into these kind of things. So similar to that, the C is clear structure. And this one is such a silly, easy win. Basically, it means put things in unordered lists and put them in data tables. So it's like if you just have anything on your post that is some sort of a step-by-step or a list of something or a top 5 whatevers, put them in a list instead of in a paragraph, and then GPT is more likely to cite it. It's completely wild. So here's another example. They put these things into lists after we sent out this to our customers, and they started ranking within a week on some of these terms. And then this is one of my favorite examples. These guys, they have a home yoga app. They are trying to rank for, which apps to use. So this term, best app for beginner yogis, they have a table on one post. They have this list on another post. And here they are in GPT. What's the best yoga app for beginners? They're getting listed with like some of these heavy-hitted VC-funded like people. And the citing is, I guess it's covered up, but the little bubbles there are the citing. It's them. They're the source, and GPT's putting it in this list. So it's pretty easy to do these kind of things. So index schema, basically anything you can put schema on, add it if you don't have it on your posts already. I'm guessing WordPress has a plugin for that if you're using WordPress. If you use other platforms like ours, it might be included. Anyways, do it for FAQs or how-to. If you're using how-to stuff, do how-to schema. It's pretty easy to implement and validate. And again, if you're seeing the pattern, we're just feeding the data. Here's one of the examples from one of our customers. Again, this is that My Keys to Music that I brought up earlier, the DR6. He's doing all kinds of FAQs on all of his posts. And here he is again. The query is about courses, about Nord. And here, look at all those bubbles are him. He is the source to talk about what's the best course for this Nord music stuff. So you can just basically be the source because you're formatted better than the guys who are currently have a bigger SEO team and game and domain rank. Again, DR6, guys. This is like so easy. Okay, so next thing is trusted sources. We're finding that if you are able to link out and show your data actually comes from something, then the content on your page will be more likely cited by AI overviews, etc. So here's another example customer. They're just linking out to PubMed for these ingredient lists that are in their product. And now they're the ones that are getting cited. Again, same type of similar examples. Pretty simple stuff. But just find stuff in your posts that could be cited and cite them. Okay, now this one's a little bit harder, but can be really useful for people like Rob that like frameworks. So let's say, for example, you wanted to talk more about getting mentioned by LLMs, and you said maybe we should come up with a framework called AI-CITE. And so you put that together, and you put it into nice structured content on your page, and you put your schema on that blog post, and then you say, hey, are there any frameworks yet for getting mentioned by AI? And there we are, number 1, AI-CITE, above GEO. So it's pretty wild that these like seemingly obvious old school SEO tactics, actually, you can just implement these on all your existing posts and get them ranking. So anyways, there's the structure. This is the one that you want to take a picture of that explains what all the things are. Again, I'll give the slide thing at the end. And now I'm going to do just the quick actionables. You can take a picture of this one as well. This is basically what you can actually do. So go through your top money articles that are actually stuff that mention your brand, not the BS ones that answer questions that don't help lead to your brand. You want, what are the top 5 best yoga apps? Okay, you want those are the posts that are going to actually lead to you. What's the best course for, etc.? What's the best app that does whatever your thing does? So you do that, find places to add more lists and tables into your posts, add your facts, make sure the schema works, and then push some citations, and then just, this last one is kind of same with the ULOL. Make sure that your headings are legit, like that it goes in the order it's supposed to, H2, H3, etc. All this stuff is like old school SEO, and then people kind of got lazy on it, and because GPT is just not as good as Google, these things matter more than ever. So you can go through that stuff, and next week, and like I said, we literally sent this out to our customer base, and more than 60% of the people that went through their posts and did this got more mentions and more AI overviews on Google in 1 week. This stuff is like very, very quick to update, so super good wins. Okay, so one free bonus for off-page, which has been really, really interesting to find out. Google owns YouTube, as you might know. And the thing is, now everything's going to AI summaries, right? And so the AI summaries are showing up at the top of the Google results. And then they have the same problem that everyone else does. Where are we going to show them ads? Well, guess what? If Google just uses YouTube for all of its sources, for its overviews, then you go to YouTube, and then they get to serve you ads again. So Google is doing something very, very smart. They are now, this is the example, but they're now doing this where they're transcribing all YouTube videos, and they're using the transcriptions to create the AI overviews. So basically, all your money articles that are how to add what's the best yoga app or whatever, like you should make the same thing as a YouTube video, because now those are going to get transcribed and put there. And it's just like, this is going like really, really fast, and it makes sense because they want to keep people on the platform, right? So we do this as well. We do a blog post, we do a video for every one of our integration tutorials, and it crushes. Like, here's the simple, I mean, that's a pretty top, how to add a blog to Thinkific. And look, all of the citing is not even our article, it's our YouTube there for that one. So like, you can kind of crowd the SERP with your YouTubes as well. So that's the bonus. And SEO is not dead, guys. It's just a little different before, and we got to feed the AI. That's it. So slides are there. You can follow me on X or... I like to talk about this stuff, so if you ever want to message me on X, I'm happy to riff with you.